Hi everyone, and welcome to another session of genealogyhangout.com. I'm really glad that you've made this broadcast, podcast, or transcript. I'm Fiona, and I am the founder of genealogyhangout.com. Now, I've been doing family tree history, searching, genealogy, whatever you want to call it now, for over 40 years. And it's been absolute joy and privilege to be able to gather that information, put it together, and share it with people. And most importantly, my family. Now, I started because I didn't know much about my family, and I'm guessing that you're here also because you're not sure on how to get started doing your genealogy, searching for your family history, or finding your family tree. Ancestry can be something that tugs at the heartstrings, and it's very emotive. Most people want to know where they come from. Excuse me. I do apologise. Most people want to know where they come from, and that's great. And sometimes it's a little bit turned around. So I asked in the first of this series, plan and organise what you want to do and where you want to go and what you want to find out. So here are some typical questions that people ask when they're trying to find out the information, and that helps with your goal setting. So I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. Again, don't forget you can come to genealogyhangout.com and you can join for less than a cup of coffee each month, and that's fantastic. And there's an introductory offer of $1. So who can't afford that? Can you afford not to afford that? That's what I'm saying. If not now, when? If not you, who? Who's going to do it? You've got to get off that seat, go and get some pen and paper and take down some notes. Now you can pause the video, pause the podcast, put down the transcript and go and get yourself organised, because I'm going to be here when you get back. Okay, I'm assuming that you've gone and got yourself organised. So here's a couple of questions, of a bit more than a couple, and hopefully this will get you started on your journey. So most people are lucky enough to know who they are and who their parents are, and maybe even their grandparents, like I've mentioned earlier. But do you know your great-grandparents' names? A lot of people don't. And the reason for that is, when you think about it, there's 8 great-grandparents that you have to find out the information. That can be overwhelming for many, many people. So let's break it down and make it simple. If you've got the information on your grandparents, it may not be too difficult to find the information about your great-grandparents, sorry about that, your great-grandparents. And apart from their names, you'll need to find out where they lived, and if they came from overseas to where you are now, where did they live before they came to where you are? And another interesting question is, how did they get there? Now, I'm sure there's a lot of you out there with people who basically walked on water to get where you are now, because they're so difficult to find. So there's some tricks and tips which I'll mention, and if I do forget to mention it, please drop me an email at admin@genealogyhangout.com. It's simple. What occupations did your ancestors have? You may find that you're doing something that someone before you actually did, and that's why you love it with a passion. Have a go and check that out. How many children did they have? Now, sometimes that can be really, really tricky. A good place to find that, if the country has done one, is check the census of where they came from or where they went to. So it might be where you are now, whether that's in the United States, in the United Kingdom, or even in Australia where I am. Where did they get married and when did they get married? There's many families who have got great-grandparents who just didn't see the need to get married, but everyone believed they are married. So if you're having trouble finding a marriage, don't despair. There's lots of reasons why you may not be able to find it. And I welcome you to come to genealogyhangout.com and ask in the forum, how do I find that? We've got lots of answers to lots of questions. So when you do find the marriage registration, if you find one, you'll definitely, hopefully, fingers crossed here now, find a father's name. And you may well find a mother's name. But don't be fooled. I have a great-great-grandmother who lied. She was so ashamed, which is very sad. Thankfully, part of the family found the truth and we know exactly where she came from and who her parents' names were and where they came from. But for a long time, I was searching through the wrong family. So just be very careful there. From the birth details, you can usually get some approximate age of the parents. Maybe not, but it may lead you to their marriage and you should get an idea of their age from that. That's a rough guide because sometimes if it says adult, then what's adult? Adult was generally over 21 years of age. So that's a good guide, but they could have been 42. So don't be fooled by that. And where do you get your certificates from? Well, generally you can get them in the parish that they married in, particularly in the UK, or you can get them from a centralised place in the UK, and in the United States you can get them in the States. Now if you come to one of my sites, which is familytreasures.com, and that's familytrees.com. There is a fantastic ebook that you can purchase for a very modest price of $17 US, and that's got links to all the sites in the US, the UK, Canada, Scotland, New Zealand and Australia, and there's some European, but not a lot at the moment, and that can help you. And if you do want to shout out, I may even consider putting that into some smaller ebooks so that you don't have to buy the whole thing. So let me know what you want, because I'm happy to help you. That's what I'm here for. So where did I come from? Well, you're going to find that out, and it's going to be very rewarding when you do find that out. And I look forward to discussing further with you. Let me know. Tell me what you think and tell me what you're looking for. And very shortly, I will be having some online courses available. So please stay tuned, stay in touch, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Cheers for now. Bye.